Hi, we are here with Doug Nestler and Evan Cole from the Crossroads Guitars and Art. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Welcome, Patty.
Good,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this is a true arts experience here. You combine music instruments with music instruction and art and photography, and it's a real must-see place to come to. So talk a little bit about that if you could.
Well, we're very pleased to be here in Gilbertsville and serving the border town and surrounding community with a true concept store. Unlike most music stores, we are covering all of the arts, photography, music, painting, various arts, musical instrument instruction, live performances, workshops, and classes, all occurring under one roof.
Wow, so kind of all inclusive.
Yeah, we call it an arts experience store because it really is an experiential facility. It's not like a typical cluttered retail store where there's no room to move. As a matter of fact, to the opposite, we've intended to create a large space so that it's very comfortable for our patrons, for our families that visit, for the students, and for everyone who walks through our door.
And you really do get that nice sensory feeling in here with the furniture, the colors, the art, and just everything. So this is one of those places that you really have to come into because it really touches you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the process developing your business plan, putting it together, and you have a lot that you do in here. So how is that putting it together?
This actually came about through my own 40 plus years in the musical instrument industry, where my work has been mostly on the vendor side, owning a manufacturer's rep firm, being a distributor. And I had a dream of creating a space that was much more of a inclusive space for many arts, not just a music store. So this idea has been percolating in my head for many years. When we moved here to Gilbertsville a couple of years ago, this seemed to be the perfect spot with the beautiful windows, the traffic, the opportunity to bring this dream to life. And with a lot of help from my employees, friends, an awesome carpenter, and really a lot of guidance from people who know about building things, this dream became a reality. And it's really the culmination of what amounts to be a 44-year career selling instruments has now been turned into a dream of actually doing something for the community, doing something more than just making commission, but providing a space and a vehicle for community joy, music as enlightenment, and just a wonderful experience for those who join us here in our family.
Right, nice, nice. Well, it's always good to follow your dreams, and congratulations for putting that together.
Thank you. I had a lot of help, Patty, a lot of help.
I can imagine. So I know, Evan, you're the director here. Tell us a little bit about how's the public received it so far?
We've had a great response. We're up over 80 students, even in the summer months. We're running a Tunes for Tots class for 6-month to 6-year-old kids with parents. It's just a fun, it's like a jam. They're up and dancing, they're playing instruments, they're singing, imaginative play, creative play, and that's only $5. So it's something where we wanted people to know that they're welcome to come in here. It is like a group space for people of all ages to come in. And it's been really fun we've hired, I think we're at 10 teachers that are teaching for us. We've got guitar, piano, voice, bass, ukulele, banjo, mandolin, harmonica, violin, viola, and we have a brass teacher she's got a saxophone lesson coming down the pike starting in July. Oh, and drums, of course, yep. So percussion, yeah, we've got a great drum teacher.
And don't forget cowbell.
Yeah.
Had to throw that in.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really incredible because we've had a wonderful response from musicians that want to be a part of our community as well. So, my main focus is the lesson program, our music enrichment program, and then this art gallery, which we feature a new local artist every month. And we'll throw a gallery reception, which we call our gala event, for the artists to come in, bring their friends, their family, their followers, just celebrate their artistic accomplishment. There's so much talent out there, whether it's music or visual arts, or we've got some sculptors that we've talked to, or painters that do sculpture. We want to feature all kinds of stuff in this room, and we do it and we try to set the terms as favorable for the artist as we can. so that, you know, it can be something that's just a positive experience all around. It's been really fun. I love meeting the artists. We're musicians, so we know all about. We can sit down and play a gig, you know, at the drop of a hat. And it's been really cool to kind of integrate the arts experience in here. And it's like a cross-pollination kind of thing. One thing that Doug always mentions is the art of conversation, and how this is the space that facilitates that as well. You know, in this over-connected age that we live in.
Good.
Yeah.
The dying one.
Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes.
And talk about music, talk about art.
Also, in a post-COVID environment, many of us who are in business were sequestered for 2 years, taking Zoom calls from our offices or our basements. And it seemed that there was a separation between people caused by the lockdown and caused by the extended period of time. And it is one of our goals to turn that around and make sure that people know they can come in. Typically, at the end of a business day, we're back here playing guitars and singing and hanging out with our students and our friends, their families. And it's really engendered a spirit of community that we had hoped.
Yeah.
It really brings people together.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I think too, in today's world, and everybody knows this, but we don't really talk, it relaxes you.
Yeah.
It's just a very relaxing thing. So you also host monthly curated gallery shows, along with seminars and master classes. A little bit about that.
So the gallery takeovers that we mentioned, we all, you know, we can provide music. We've had some artists bring in friends that perform, and we welcome them to, you know, bring refreshments. That's been a really fun just way to get those artists in here. When we do workshops and seminars, they really kind of, it's such a broad umbrella, kind of hard to put your finger on it. We've done beginner guitar classes, harmonica workshops, and then we've had various artists have come in to teach like a master class. So they'll perform a show and then also offer instruction on their instruments at a very high level. So we've had some serious players come in for classical fingerstyle guitar and on a nylon string guitar. It's kind of like a fusion of classical style with modern composition. And we had a great local bluegrass musician, Gabe Delp, come in and teach a class as well as put on a show. So that's something that we've been, you know, it's really cool to get our teachers involved and students involved with those.
Yeah. I might add, with the performance side, we were lucky enough to have Paul Simon's bass player, who is a world famous bassist, Paquiti Kumalo, not only put on a presentation here, he gave private classes.
Yeah.
And he packed the house. And then on Mother's Day, we had Muriel Anderson, who is without question, one of the top 5 fingerstyle guitar players in the entire world. We sold out a Mother's Day show here with 40 attendees, 40 seats. So it's not a nightclub, Patty. It's more of a listening space. We can seat comfortably 40 to 45 people. We can host events here. We actually rent the space for events. We've had retirement parties, birthday parties, next week and a Sweet 16 party.
Yeah.
The space is conducive to all kinds of different activities, including live performances and these workshops that Evan was mentioning. And we're going to continue to develop that over time.
Very nice. Good. I like that. So I know that you also serve as live performance venue and intimate listening room environment. How has that been working out? Tell us a little bit about that.
Talk about, give an example, Al Bien and Friends. Al Bien is a store owner, very dear friend of mine. He came up with his wife to visit our facility and spent all afternoon playing music, telling stories, really enjoying each other's company. And he said, "Do you mind if I play up here?" I said, "Well, of course, Al, just name your date." And we put on a show called Al Bien and Friends, and 45 people came. So we call that a tip jar event, where it's not ticketed, it's just people who want to take the stage. We've had other examples, the band Bio, B-I-O,
Yeah.
an 8-piece bluegrass Americana pop band. They took over the stage and again brought nearly 50 people in here. Yeah. So it's a mix of both ticketed shows, informal tip jar events. We plan on having student open mic nights, recitals. We want to get our students and their parents to come back. We've rented the place for recitals from another local teacher. So we're very much on good terms with all the community who have actually reached out to help us as well as interact with us.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very, very nice. So you also host a variety of special events. And I know that you're involved with Rhythm on the Rails right here in our very own town of Gilbertsville at the Colbrook Railroad in Boyertown.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on with that and how that's working out.
The good folks at the railroad approached me a couple of months ago, and of course, it's a super popular destination for people from far and wide. Mostly during the holiday season in the fall is their peak period. So their desire was to bring more excitement, more traffic, and more activities during the summer months. So we agreed to provide all of the entertainment every Saturday night from now through September. And we'll also be having a July 21st festival with multiple bands, a headlining act. And we're very fortunate to be connected with some great acoustic soloists, duos, trios, live bands, and it's a delightful place. They have a creamery, they have the Ridgewood Winery serving up adult beverages, they have a beautiful area set up with tables, and the acoustics back there are just
So is
splendid.
this on the train?
Not on the train, but in the train yard, in the rail yard. It's been set up for up to a couple hundred people, and we've found that it's growing every weekend with the weather, and we have artists booked up and through September already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing a Saturday night.
No doubt.
Yeah. So I know you have a lot of group classes here. Now, you touched on it a little bit, but you do tunes for tots, family, fun yoga, healing movement, and meditation.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
So it's fun to it's really fun teaching these private lessons, and it's a great way to connect with a student. The group classes are just another even more inclusive way for people to get involved. And we've had this space, like you said, it's conducive to calm. It's kind of a welcoming space. It's like got an art gallery feel to it. It's got a venue feel to it. And so we've had a lot of people with interest in yoga reach out. So we've had Joanna Trolsch has come in and taught a children's yoga. She's doing family fun yoga workshops over the course of the summer that we're really excited about. We had a reading tutor, a local woman named Sarah Drevitz, came in, and she has been teaching like a reading class, introductory class, for the same kind of age group of kids that do Tunes for Tots. But Tunes for Tots is still our mainstay. We have a lot of families come in. We've had some new families come in over the past couple of weeks. So, that's, I run that. I'm the one that plays the Tunes for Tots class. It's a blast. It's great fun for the parents as well as the kids. They get to. It's really cool to see all ages connect through music doing that. And Doug, you are good friends with Michelle, who did the healing and meditation workshop.
Most recently, our first foray with Michelle Cohen.
Yeah.
Well, she wanted to do it on a Sunday, which is our regular closed day, which was great because the sun is shining through these big, beautiful windows. Michelle does a guided meditation and sound bath, and she has these singing bowls. She is a completely, I would say, as in touch with the empathy and with connecting with people. She's a great healer and a wonderful person. So she's going to continue that about every 6 or 7 weeks, and we already have people lining up to take that class. And we're very happy to broaden the scope of what we offer in the front room, such as the guided meditation. And also, as I mentioned, event rentals are available at a very affordable cost, I might add.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I think I'll be in on that guided meditation.
Yeah.
So, Doug, I know you have over 40 years experience in the music products industry. So tell us a little bit about your background professionally, how you became interested in music, and as a hobby and as a professional as well.
Well, without taking the entire interview with a long story, I can say I grew up in a family of 7. Everyone played musical instruments. And everyone was also an academic. My brothers and sisters are or were engineers, attorneys, psychologists, very well, high-level academics. And I dropped out of college to join a rock band when I was 19 years old, chasing my dream. And in an odd way, it led me back to a job at a music store in 1980 called Medley Music in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. I began to sell musical instruments and found it was a wonderful way to meet people, greet them, talk about their musical needs. Don't just sell them a product, sell them a solution, and get to know them as people and build a relationship that transcended just a one-time sale. That continued on and took me into the supplier vendor side, where I became a district sales manager, key account manager, director of sales, VP of sales, various jobs with some very notable companies, including Korg, Marshall, Vox, and some others. And to my good fortune, I was able to acquire my own manufacturer's rep firm just over 5 years ago. So now for the first time, I get to work for myself and have created more businesses through that humble start in 1980. So I can say with certainty, I've spent 44 years helping people achieve their musical dreams and having a bit of fun along the way.
Amazing. Amazing. It's a long time. I'm sure you've seen a lot and grown a lot from it. Yeah. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know your background is.
Yeah. That. Sure. So I've been singing since I was like 3 years old, and now I have 2 young sons, and my 3-year-old is constantly singing. So I'm like, all right, good. He gets it honest. And so I followed my vocal path to being. I majored in theater in college. In Boston, I have acted and done a lot of musical theater, and then also sung in bands my whole life. And so it sort of led me to, again, wanting to work for myself, try to make it in the arts as the dream. And so I got into teaching. It was a really cool way to have a day gig in addition to evening gigs. And then I sort of fell through luck and chance and through meeting some people that did it into early childhood music education, and then private lessons and teaching voice, piano, and guitar. And it's just something that I love. It's a way to stay sharp. It's a way to, when you have smart kids that are learning that you're teaching, it makes you, you got to really practice to keep with them. So, yep. And then Doug and I met very fortuitously. I moved from Boston down to Pennsylvania 2 years ago this month with my wife, also a phenomenal musician. She's really excited to play a piano that is soon to make its appearance here in the store. And we moved here, and I told myself, I said, I've been teaching music lessons for independently on my own for several years at that point. I said, I will never work for somebody else again, unless it's still in music and there's a twist. And several weeks later, fate brought Doug and I together. Yeah.
Harmony. Yeah. Sure.
And the rest is history.
So you've got a diverse background and a lot of richness in this industry here.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so let's just talk about how are you getting the word out there? I know you do advertising with the Route 422 Business Advisor. I know your social media and community events are big. Talk a little bit about your marketing efforts and keep things growing. And where do you see yourself going?
So on the marketing side, we are working with yourself, Route 422 Advisor, as well as a couple of other select print media. We're also very big on sponsored Facebook ads, which we can target to a demographic and really are focusing on a 10 to 12 mile radius around Gilbertsville. We're not selling online, we are serving the community, and we're getting great response with that, as well as social media, regular posts. We've got close to 1,000 people on our mailing list. We don't bombard people with email, but we announce what we're doing in the coming month. We've been very fortunate, too, to get a great deal of support from local families who may post favorable remarks in a mom's group in Boyertown or the mom's group in the Facebook group in Gilbertsville. And, of course, that's very flattering to us that someone would say, you've got to go over and see what they're doing with the classes and the lessons. Yeah. We get a significant amount of referrals from people who are pleased with the experience that they had. They send their friends in.
Yeah.
So it's part grassroots, it's part cross-pollination with different artists coming in who may realize there's musical instruments, musicians coming in who realize that there's art. We do ask every person who comes through the door, of course we warmly welcome them, saying, welcome to the Crossroads. I'd say that the first step of the journey is our website, which is simply guitarsandart.com, www.guitarsandart.com. And as you mentioned, on the home page, there is a 3D virtual tour where you can literally walk through the facility on your home computer. And we believe if someone does that at home, they're going to want to come in and see the place in person. But the website is developed announcing all of our classes, all of our offers, all of our special events. And then, of course, signing up to our Facebook page, which are linked at the bottom of the website. Or you could just go on Facebook and search for the Crossroads Guitars and Art, and you'll find us very quickly. And there's a regular cadence of Facebook announcements, both to our Facebook followers, Instagram followers, and as well, doing things like this, we hope will get the word out to the community through media as well.
Yeah, so everybody come on out. You got to check out the store. You have to come. It's right across from the Gilbertsville Shopping Center. And thank you so much, Doug and Evan. Really appreciate you and appreciate your time and look forward to your growth.
Thank you, Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
Very, very happy to have you and appreciate the opportunity to share the good word with your viewers.